Hello and welcome. We recently got thoroughly stuck into Battlefront 2, and here's the result. More Star Wars Battlefront 2 gameplay taken from both the single-player story campaign and the multiplayer modes than you can menacingly twirl a double-bladed lightsaber at. Whom. Ahem. You can find oodles of that fresh new gameplay on this channel, but also, while we've got your attention, we'd like to share 6 interesting tidbits Battlefront 2 taught us about Star Wars. Beware some minor spoilers, but only from the first 3 chapters of the single-player story campaign, and listen up, because many Bothans died to bring us this information.
Eyes on the crash.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was a Bothan pilot in there. R.I.P.
The Emperor is dead.
So what happens now?
We retaliate, Commander. The Empire will assault the very foundation of the rebels' pathetic belief in themselves. Tell me, Aiden, what is the source of their belief?
Hope.
Watchers of Turn of the Jedi will recall how the mighty Emperor Palpatine died when he got pitched down a reactor shaft by his apprentice Darth Vader. The single-player story campaign of Battlefront 2 starts a bit before that happens, with protagonist Imperial Special Forces Commander Iden Versio sneaking around a rebel cruiser just before everyone nicks off to the forest moon of Endor.
We are amassing the fleet in preparation for our attack on Endor. Join us. We need every available ship to strike a decisive blow at
The rebels still think we don't know about Sullust. They have no idea what's waiting for them at Endor.
But it's not long before Emperor Palpatine dies off screen and the second Death Star is destroyed on screen, precipitating the events of the game. Now, it turns out that the Emperor had a very specific secret backup plan for what to do if he ever died.
Commander Versio, order your ship to retreat, then join me on the Eviscerator.
Sir?
Classified orders, Commander. I will brief you in person.
That secret backup plan goes by the name Operation Cinder, and it is relayed to the Emperor's trusted officers by one of those Sentinel droids that look like a red wizard in a biker helmet.
Admiral Versio, Operation Cinder is to begin at once.
So at some point the Emperor recorded this "if you're watching this then I'm already dead" message in case everything went sideways. Hope for the best and plan for the worst, am I right, Palpy?
Resistance, rebellion, defiance. These are concepts that cannot be allowed to persist.
The Emperor's wishes from beyond the grave are for everyone to enact this Operation Cinder, which, though you're not initially entrusted with the details, it doesn't sound like you'll be spreading peace and love around the Galactic Empire.
You are but one of many tools by which these ideas shall be burned away.
In fact, all these shots of death ray-looking satellites parked in orbit above inhabited planets give us a funny feeling Operation Cinder means burning stuff a lot.
Today, the rebellion dies.
As mentioned, Battlefront 2 kicks off around the point where rebels blow up the second Death Star.
The Corvus was damaged by the Death Star explosion. Engines are down, but the crew is making repairs.
What Battlefront 2 shows us is how the galactic superweapon, so nice they made it twice, left behind a massive field of flaming debris that would be a right nightmare to navigate for all the rebel pilots left behind to chase off any surviving Imperial forces.
Death Star is gone, but the Imperial fleet remains a threat.
So, it turns out the Death Star 2 wasn't atomised into a cloud of harmless space dust, but instead it wound up creating a deep space battlefield packed with dangerous obstacles which, unless you're Poe Dameron himself, you'll find yourself crashing into at regular intervals.
Eyes on the crash.
Hey, on the bright side, we get a look inside a Death Star, at parts we never got to see in any of the films. This bit was the cafeteria, and here's where they had a gym, and this here was where stormtroopers did their laundry, I expect.
The hunting grounds await.
One of the named villain characters you can play as in Battlefront 2's multiplayer modes is Bosk, the Trandoshan bounty hunter you might remember from The Empire Strikes Back. I say you might remember, you might not, because he's only in one scene and he isn't even the most memorable person in that scene, behind Darth Vader, Boba Fett and C+ science fair project IG-88. Speaking of brief appearances, this roguish reptilian also popped up late in Battlefront 1, in the Death Star DLC.
We need to hurry it up and make it to the holding cell.
Whoa, Bosk, no. No, Bosk.
At any rate, what Battlefront tells us about Bosk, and presumably all fellow members of his lizard-like species, is that they have heat vision, much like night vision goggles or the Predator. In multiplayer, one of Bosk's abilities is called Predator Instincts, which when activated, lets Bosk engage his Trandoshan instincts, gaining thermal vision and enhancing his physical strength.
My price.
Sure, it's possible this is some kind of cybernetic eyeball implant, but we prefer to believe that all Trandoshans have natural heat vision. See, because they're reptilian, maybe they're all cold-blooded, therefore being able to see hot-blooded prey with their thermal vision would have given them an evolutionary advantage back on their homeworld of Trandosha. It all makes sense.
Only I can save you.
If you're on the Dust Bowl world of Tatooine looking for a drink, I know just the place. It's in the wretched hive of scum and villainy that is Mos Eisley Spaceport, which, incidentally, is a multiplayer map in Battlefront 2.
Solo's Wookiee is ours. Twist and fall.
This characterful little dive bar is, of course, the Mos Eisley Cantina, and when it's not being shot up by Han Solo, or duelled in by Kylo and Chewie here, it's the ideal place to have a frosty cold pint of blue milk. What's more, the multiplayer map here reveals how the iconic Cantina has an upper level.
You are alone.
This upper story is, we assume, the Velvet Rope VIP section, where you go when it's your birthday.
Hope you've got some trick.
Or you're an especially important junk dealer and slave trader, Watto.
Running scrambler.
While we're on the subject of multiplayer maps in classic Star Wars locations, come with us now to the giant snowball world that is Hoth.
Throwing grenade.
The place will be familiar to players of Battlefront 1, but this time it includes everyone's favourite furry Star Wars steeds, aka tauntauns. You can ride them, because of course you can, but when they're not being ridden around and shot at, tauntauns live here, in the rudimentary tauntaun stables inside the Rebel base. It's better than being caught outdoors after dark, hey tauntauns, when the temperatures drop and you get cut open and converted into a meaty sleeping bag. Ugh.
We did what we were asked, what the rebellion needed. Hoth is lost, but we survived.
What have we here? An ID-10 tactical droid. Your wing or advanced in the ID-9. Slicing into you is not going to be easy.
For too long, the Rebels have had the monopoly on adorable droid buddies. Lovable silicon sidekicks such as R2-D2, BB-8, Chopper, and to a lesser extent C-3PO have been the preserve of Rebel heroes, but no longer.
Droid, execute the plan. Download the ship schematics from their computers, then come find me.
Battlefront 2 protagonist Iden Versio is accompanied by a hovering droid buddy named ID-10. Were they drawn together by their similar names? We will never know, until we read my ID-10 fanfiction.
Right on time.
This little guy is as super cute as he is super deadly, since 1, he looks like a flying robot jellyfish, 2, he rides around on her back, 3, he matches her outfit, but also 4, he can lethally electrocute your enemies on command. ID-10 must be the big brother of the ID-9 Seeker droids that hang out with the Imperial Inquisitor, known as the Seventh Sister in Star Wars Rebels, but we don't consider them cute, because they're smaller, so they make us think of bugs, which are objectively gross.
Shot that spot.
I know you're out here.
So yeah, how many confirmed kills have you got, BB-8?
If I had my legs, I would... Well, I don't know what I'd do, but I'm sure you'd be very sorry.
Those were our favourite Star Wars scraps lifted from Battlefront 2. Stick around for more single-player and multiplayer gameplay on Outside Xbox, including some high-octane duels between Darth Maul and Luke, Darth Maul and Yoda. There's a lot of Darth Maul, is what I'm saying. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you had a good time, and see you soon.
Hey.
Hey.
Kylo.
Yeah?
It's your Uncle Chewie.
What?
I want to have words with you, mate.
What? Why? I mean...
Well...
Is this about my dad?
Yes, it's about... Yeah. There you're right there. I wasn't ready. Shoot.
Pull.
Oh, ow.
I just pulled you over my head. How do you like that? Freeze.
Oh my god.